I want every gun we have to fire on that man.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering In. Whoa! It appears I have touched a nerve at what appears to be almost the entire staff at GameSpot, as well as IGN and other industry professionals. Now, yesterday I pointed out, I thought very clearly, that one of two outlier reviews, now there was a 6 out of 10 for Cyberpunk 2077, as well as a 7 out of 10. One of the two, the reviewer openly admitted to not playing major sections of an RPG. Crafting, doing anything with wardrobe and all the options that they had there, skipping a wide variety of side missions, upgrading their weapons. These are core features of an RPG, and skipping them for a review is bad. Then giving the game a 7 out of 10, a lot of people came back and said, but a 7 out of 10 isn't a bad score. They're right. Thing is, I wasn't complaining about the 7 out of 10. I was saying that this is a reviewer who claimed to work 70 plus hours last week reviewing the game and admitted to skipping large sections, important mechanics of an RPG for their review score, thus, in my opinion, invalidating the review. This reviewer also has a long and illustrious history of hilariously bad reviews, going back to Pokemon, where they gave the game a 7.8 out of 10 and complained that it had too much water in it. They also negatively reviewed Days Gone, asking publicly why all the zombies were white, even though there was a lore reason for them being albino. This particular reviewer has a long and illustrious history of sketchy employment. Left IGN under suspicious circumstances. You can feel free to look that up yourself. But at no point would I now or did I then condone dogpiling this person. If you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know that I don't agree with that, and I don't think it's funny. And most importantly, selfishly, it's a terrible thing to do when you're a large YouTube channel because it'll get you removed. If for that reason alone, I don't agree with it. But I also don't agree dogpiling on people. Yes, they make a mistake. You can call it out. But the games industry simply does not allow for this. It calls me all sorts of terrible things, which I'm going to show you. For what? Exposing that, in my opinion, this was a lazy review from somebody who admitted to being lazy. Now, ultimately, I think this person just doesn't like RPG games. Which, really? then it's the fault of whoever gave them this game to review. It's their boss's fault, not the reviewer. If you flat out don't like RPGs, you shouldn't be reviewing them. There are a million different games you could review, all right? Just don't review this one because you have a clear bias against RPGs. If you don't like crafting, if you don't like leveling up your weapons, if you don't like customizations, you don't like RPGs. Much of the pushback from high up industry professionals at IGN and GameSpot reduced my criticism to he's mean to woman, deplatform and flag his video now. The first part is a blatant lie. I mentioned nothing about her gender leading to this poor review. I didn't mention anything about her looks. I didn't mention anything about her characteristics. I talked specifically that this video game reviewer admitted to skipping large sections important to RPGs, and that is all. The industry is angry because I pointed it out and they look bad. That's why they're delivering all this fire. That's why they're having a complete meltdown, which I'm going to show you. These are industry professionals filling my timeline with vile personal attacks, while they also claim to be crusading against them. This is hypocrisy at what can only be described as a legendary level. And I ask, because I know that sadly, these deplatforming campaigns work. Please subscribe today. There's a red subscribe button down below. I am only 3,100 subscribers away from 1 million. We could literally do it today if you just hit that red subscribe button right now. If you don't have a YouTube account, it takes like 30 seconds to do it, and you'll be able to find my videos easier. I cover not only video games, but I cover Hollywood. I cover YouTube news. I cover tech news. I cover music news, Twitch news, everything. I know not every video will be interesting to you every day, but I'm sure a couple of them will be, and I hope that you'll subscribe. Now let's get into, here's a tweet by Vito saying, here we see verified GameSpot editor asking his followers to flag the quartering's content. I understand the guy gets under people's skin, but journalism is a public profession. You have to be willing to stomach critique, even if you find it unfair or obnoxious. Alessandro Filari, editor, GameSpot, blue checkmark. Being a games journalist in 2020 had us dealing with significant hatred from an irrational audience. In the very first sentence, you place yourself in the me versus my readers. This is a common thread in games journalism. They think they're better than their viewers. They view the gaming community in a negative light. They hate gamers. And it is their career, their job to entertain them, which is why they respond with so much venom every time they get called out. The quartering is an instigator. He's been responsible for bringing that ire to people like Kaylee for years. From the depths of my soul, F you, dude. Please report him. This is a targeted attempt, another false flagging campaign. The second one my channel has faced in 2 weeks. And you know why the last video didn't go down? It's because I didn't break terms of service. I'm allowed to cover this stuff. I don't support personal attacks, but I will defend myself against them. How about another GameSpot editor? This loser spends his days tearing down others to compensate for his inability to create anything meaningful to put out into the world. Well, I don't know, Timur. Today I will pass 1 million subscribers. I'd say my content is meaningful. How many people read your articles? We have to watch him bring undue mental harm to people who are our peers and friends, people that just doing their job. Please report him. Again, and these replies are filled with people saying, yep, I reported Slay Queen. I definitely report him. He's garbage. I've hated him for years. See, what happens is every time one of these cancel things get whipped up, you know, I've made a lot of enemies over the years. And they latch on to this, and they try every chance they get to get me removed. And one day it'll work. I'm certain of it. Because I'm covering the people that you can't cover. I'm talking about things that you're not allowed to talk about, apparently. His victims work hard. They hold themselves to rigorous standards. Really? Timur, GameSpot editor? What about not playing major sections of an RPG is holding yourself to rigorous standards? They agonize over every word written or spoken. Maybe. He does venomous videos inviting his viewers to harass others. Again, a blatant lie. I would never condone that. And my viewers know that. Keep it in the comments section. That's what it's for. He makes a living off misery. Yeah, that's probably true. He's a liar and a grifter. Not true. Please do the right thing and report him. GameSpot editor. And it's full of people saying, oh, I reported him. Oh my God, what a monster. But they're getting a fair amount of pushback. Sounds like the job description of a games journalist. Again, here's another blue check. Reported. Co-owner of Nintendo Life. Push Square. This guy, I've covered his articles before. Why? What exactly are you reporting me for? Here's Jeff Grubb, who was behind the 6 out of 10 for Cyberpunk 2077. White Knighting. I gave it a lower score. Why isn't this about me? Oh, right. Hating women is more profitable. To which I simply replied, because you didn't publicly admit to not playing large sections of the game. And that's true. Now, there are articles out there saying that journalists who rated Cyberpunk 2077 a 7 out of 10 issued all sorts of terrible threats on Instagram. This is clickbait. Sportskeeda writes clickbait. At no point in this article is there a threat. What's the big threat they reveal? End it with fire. Talking about probably the review. That is not a threat. That is, I mean, again, and anyway, anyone who sends that type of thing, that's not okay. How about Lucy O'Brien? IGN. F you, you horrific constant liar. How about Mark Medina? Editorial producer, IGN. This right here. How about Zachary Ryan? IGN. This is targeted harassment and you should be effing ashamed of yourself. Also, do like effing 30 minutes of your homework, you miserable turd. Now, I didn't say anything like this to the person that wrote this review. And I did my research. In my video, I literally posted the receipts. She admitted to not using crafting. She admitted to not upgrading her weapons or changing her outfits or doing much of the customization or taking on many of the side quests. This is your job to review video games. These people aren't making it easier on Kaylee. Jesse Schneiden. Another blue check mark. F you. If you have to resort to lies and targeted harassment to keep your crappy YouTube channel going, you deserve to be deplatformed. I didn't lie. Where's the lie? You don't like this? It's a little baity? Is that what it is? Well, she didn't even do crafting in an RPG. You didn't play the game. How about Ben? Another blue checkmark. Head writer at Top 5 Gaming. Never heard of it. This is sad, man. A new low for you. These are all certified blue checkmarks from IGN or GameSpot having absolute meltdowns and demanding my deplatforming. Brian Altano. 130,000 followers. IGN. He said I have gout and I have a weird pirate disease that's making 85 videos about the same woman in a deranged behavior. And then I'm basically a walking above ground pool of a man. Assist me with my rodent infestation bills. I mean, that's at least kind of funny. But you call me fat? That's a personal attack. IGN. Ryan Brown. PR for super rare games. Understand that. Lots of folk telling you why this is horse garbage. Funny to moan about journalists and do no research yourself. So I'm just here to call you a loser. What do you mean? I did the research. I proved my point. Leave a like on this video. Leave a comment on this video. And support independent journalism, not these hacks. Make sure you subscribe. Leave a comment. Click like. I really appreciate all of your support. We'll talk to you again real soon.